Hello. It's Wednesday, the 3rd of September, 2025. Welcome along to the channel, The Fifth Guardian. I'm your host, Tony Hunt, where today I'll be player of games. But as always, it's not my story. It's not your story. Today's story is all about competing in the Bugatti Centodieci limited series within Real Racing 3 Update 13.6. And this is part one of a two-part mini-series. Game on screen, a bit of audio, right? A few comments in the chat. First off, we've got Ann Keith ready. It says, yo, what's up, Guardian? Welcome along. Good to see you again. Says, I am in my school. How are you doing? I'm watching your scream. Scream? Stream. Sorry, my mistake. Well, you should be learning at school, not watching my stream. Blimey. Okay, Ozil says, Guardian, hello. Yo, how are you doing? Very good. I am doing very well. And goes, yes, the Bugatti event. It is indeed. It is indeed. Virtual Medical Dr. Iyaka says, hello back. Welcome along. Good to see you again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Right, okay. So, oof. Now, this is a bit of a weird one for me because obviously I already own the car. No car to be rewarded, but we do have 60 gold to win. So why would we not do the event when there's no cost, but there are rewards? Now, not only is there 60 gold to be had, you'll see there it's 5,250 VP. Might not get this today, but that should mean when I hit the 12,000 mark, I'll get 45 gold as well. That's not bad for series with a car in that you already own. I'm happy with that. Right, let's get going. Let's start. First question of the day is, do I have 24 hours of free and instant servicing? The answer to that question is yes, you do, which is good. So basically tomorrow I'll finish off this limited series, but it will be a couple of hours earlier so I can take advantage of the free and instant servicing. Ozil asks, is it worth maxing because it will cost like 1,600 gold and 2.2 million dollars? So no, it's not worth maxing. All that it's worth doing is winning the car, which hopefully will be. You'll only need to upgrade to free across the board. And fingers crossed, in tomorrow's stream, I'll go through the details. How I always approach this in terms of events is win the car with at least free across the board. I say, well, hopefully no more than free across the board. And then wait for a discount on further upgrades. But as you're sort of relatively new to the game, I would hold off, um, minimize the amount of gold and R dollars you spend on discounted upgrades until you've probably got at least 50% of the cars in your garage. Now, the only exception I would make to that is if there's a almost like a double dip going on. So each release for the past three releases, they've had a car to win in a series, which or in an event, which if you've held off until a particular week, on top of that, the car has also had a discount. This particular release, that car is I've forgotten which car it is. That car is the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. So I would not fully upgrade this car without any discount, would be my advice. And as I said, only probably applicable to people that have more than 50% of the cars in the garage, because you are going to be limited on the amount of gold and the amount of R-dollars that you have until you hit that percentage of cars owned in your garage overall. Aaron C. John says hello. Aaron, hello back. Welcome along. Ozil starts crying because he sees my car is maxed out. Yes, but I didn't do it in one go. In fact, do you know what? I think you might be able to look back through my streams and possibly see the event that I won the car on, possibly, and definitely see the car being fully upgraded. And I would have done it at a discount. Aaron C. John says, we're fully upgrading Jesco with 50% discount. Now, that, in general speaking, I would say yes if you have the money, because it's still expensive. But that's a conversation for another time, because today's going to be all about the Bugatti Centodieci. Aaron C. John says, I need to earn some gold now. Good, very good. It says it will cost 800. So we're still talking about we're still talking about the Jesco. It will cost 850 gold. Well, it will, but obviously I think it's over 2 million R-dollars as well. So you do need to consider the R-dollars as well. Let's have a look. So Aaron C. John says it will cost 850, and I don't even have half of it. So I would suggest that you focus on saving, and not just the gold, but also the R-dollars. Win, win, win. So Melvin Lee says, yes, it's 50%, but it is all about what money you have to spend. You do have to balance that out. Anyway, I think I've done enough talking. Let's get racing. Now, I do have this car fully upgraded, so I guess really what it's going to be a case of highlighting any potential banana skins for those that don't own the car. It would make sense probably to upgrade to 3 across the board, and then seeing if there are any banana skins. For me, I'm not expecting any, but you never know. I also think one of the questions that were asked were to do with what cars to pick first. And that is a conversation for probably a more broader discussion than today. But limited series are a good way of winning cars because there's nothing too hard in them. But the problem or the downside is you do typically have to upgrade to 3 upgrades across each of the 7 engineering components. So it's like one of those things. One of the benefits is you know what you have to do. You know the racing is going to be easier. One of the downsides is, you know, because you have to upgrade to 3 engineering components across the board, it's going to be potentially a little bit more expensive. So I've gone straight into doing the Cup because the other race was an endurance. See, look at that, already in the lead. Now, alarm bells are winning because this is tier 1 and Monza is 3 laps. So what I'm concerned about now is really, is it a limited series that's going to have a crazy number of laps on the Cup race in each of the tiers? I mean, just look at that. I am So Ozil says, can you tell how much 3 across the board will be? Probably not this evening, but what I will do in the second part of the stream, I'll normally put up the overall cost. Says the stream's lagging. I'm not aware of that. Everything's showing green my side. Whoops. Apart from my driving, of course. The airplay all looks good as well, he said. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's lagging, what the cause is at this moment in time. I don't think it's anything my end. As I said, all looks green. Other than my driving. Might have told that joke before. Let me just turn that off. One second, ladies and gentlemen. We shall return shortly to racing. There we go. Let's go. Up. Might take a bit of time to get used to this car again. It's probably pretty well balanced, but again, the top speed on this car is crazy. It might be a long evening. Okay, I take it back. There might be a problem on the airplane, to be fair. Don't know why. Yeah, there is a slight lag on the airplay, so it's not the stream per se. It's the game and it's the airplay. So I might have to just restart the airplay, see if that fixes it. We'll wait until I finish this particular race, and then we'll reset that and see if we've got a better performance. Oh dear, what am I doing? Definitely not used to this car at this moment in time, but I mean, look at this. The car is so far ahead. I will say this, if a lot of the racers have a massive amount of laps, at least you know you've got plenty of opportunity to overtake all the cars. So the possibility of a banana skin becomes less and less. I do find that really the banana skins occur earlier on in terms of the tiers when you have a cup with the smallest amount of laps. Oh, good grief. Hey. Not doing a great deal of clean driving at the moment. Okay, there we go. That is the race one. We'll have a look at this airplay issue then. Stupid thing that is. Right, 1 second. Let me just drop the game off screen. There we go. Bring it back up. Well, that didn't work. Let's have a go at this. There we go. Is that better? There we go. Bang. Right, it's back on. Hopefully, we haven't got a stutter that we just had. Okay. Right. So, Tier 1, endurance left. It's the road course at the Lime Rock Park. For some reason, it's dawn. Probably going to have to get, what, 5.9 miles. Relatively straightforward to win. So Aaron C. John says this car will cost 2.25 million dollars and 550 gold across the to upgrade it to free across the board. There we go. Not a cheap car at all. But don't worry, Ozil. But you've got enough gold. You probably do need to earn a bit more $R though. Oh, it's off. All over the place. Okay, I'm in 7. Two miles on the board. Into 6. Blimey, this car has headlights. 3 miles. Yeah, it looks like the airplay is playing up a little bit. Not sure why. Don't understand. It is better this time round, but I can tell it's dropping frames and the resolution isn't quite as good, which is a bit of a shame. Might just have to persevere. There we go, 4.4 miles into 4th. Oh, a little bit off the track there. There we go, 5 miles on the scoreboard. Another mile and I'll have first position. Straightforward enough. Still got 80 seconds. Good grief. On the clock. Right, here we go. So that's third. That's second, and that's first. There we go. That's tier 1 completed. Pretty straightforward. Other than each of these events being long, I mean, look at this. I'm 20 minutes into my stream, and I'm still on tier 1. Might be a long session this. And normally what I do is sort of try to get to either 9 or 10, either the 9th or 10th tier, leaving either 5 tiers or 6 tiers for day 2. Now, the deciding factor of whether or not I do 9 or 10 is normally based on how long the cups are. So the longer the cups, the longer I go on this stream typically. So if we do find that the cups have lots of laps, I'll be doing 10 tiers. If they're not too bad, then I'll be doing 9 tiers. Again, the idea is as you go through each tier, the cups tend to get longer anyway. So that normally means even longer cups. So if you consider this is tier 1 and we had a free lap from Monza, I would normally have expected possibly even 1 lap, and definitely no more than 2. So it's not looking good. Look at this, 10 miles. Let's hope this endurance isn't an endless endurance. I'm sure it isn't, because I'm not doing any off-road activity, so we should be fine. And indeed, I say that, and the cars dry up, so we should be alright. Look at that, 12 miles on the scoreboard. Again, this is a good way of harvesting our dollars, pushing the fame level up. You go to fame level, you get gold, so it's all good stuff. We have 13 miles on the scoreboard. This is the 10th lap. Miles on the scoreboard. Two cars to overtake, but I've just messed that up. Never mind. There we go, 15 miles. So Aaron C. John, so Ozil asks, is the stream only lagging for me? I don't think it's specifically the stream. I think it's more to do with the game itself, which will be an AirPlay problem. It does seem to be getting better. I have restarted it, so hopefully things will be better. It's not the stream. The stream itself is okay. What we got? So Ozil asked the question, if I have 3,000 plus gold coins by the end, is it not still worth getting the Bugatti maxed out, as I will still be left with 600 plus gold? Again, it's about maximizing your gold though. So the problem about upgrading the Bugatti to be fully upgraded is you're having to pay full prices. And my advice at this moment in time would be, typically, especially on the hypercars, do not pay full prices to upgrade the cars to 100%. Take advantage of the weekly discounts that exist normally on two cars. Now, if you haven't got loads of cars, I would probably stay away predominantly from taking advantage of the discounted upgrades on cars. I would focus my time and effort, because you'll have limited resources, on winning cars. Now, the only exception I would probably give to that would be the car coming up in a couple of weeks' time. The Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, that has a 50% discount. So you can get a 50% discount on the upgrades to win it. And 50% is typically the best upgrade you can get. So if you could stretch that car, it would make sense. But in general, I definitely wouldn't be upgrading cars to max them out if there's no discount on them at all. So then Ozil asks, the Bugatti weekly discount will come in the future. Well, it's obviously been in the past. So the likelihood is it will come again at some point in the future. But it's just a case of playing the waiting game. And, again, let's be honest, there's loads of things to do in this game. So I wouldn't worry too much about having to wait too long. All right, so that is tier 1 completed. 6%. On to tier 2. We'll just go a left to right, unless there's endurance. So we'll start with speed record. at the Grand Prix circuit at Suzuka. 202 miles per hour is what we've got to beat. Should be pretty straightforward on the basis this car is fully upgraded. Blimey, this car is fast. Literally, I was braking all the way through the previous section just to stay on track. Madness. There you go, first already. Still got this long straight, so I reckon I could probably go even faster down this long straight. There we go, look at that, 200. Blowing it out the water. There we go, that is that race completed. So then Ozil goes on to say, sure, then I will get the Jesco maxed out. Yeah, that makes sense when it's at 50% discount. And the Bugatti for 550 gold. So around 1,400 gold will be spent and we'll be left with around 1,600 gold. Yes, definitely. That's good entering a new season or even trying to get the Solus. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. There you go. You see, that does make sense. Again, probably not maxing out the Solus, but attempting to win it, which again is another limited series. So the likelihood is it will be a car that you will just need to upgrade to each engineering component to 3 upgrades. Should result in you having a high enough PR to complete all of the races in that limited series. See now you're thinking, now you're switching on to how it works. Right, autocross next. It's at Circuit de Catalunya. It is the Grand Prix circuit. The question is going to be how many laps for the cup race in this tier. There you go. Obviously wasn't even close. I do have a fully upgraded car, so these things will be quite easy for me for the most part. But it should give an indication to most people upgrading to 3 across the board. I'd say at this moment in time, you're not going to come across any banana skin. So here we go. Motorcycle course, Daytona International Speedway. Now, ironically, if this is 2 laps, I would say it might be quite difficult. Yeah, we've got a problem with this limited series. So this is going to be a very long limited series. Only on tier 4, we've got a cup with 4 laps. Good grief. So I reckon from start to end, this limited series will take over 3 hours to complete and possibly will take close to 4 hours. Oh. Okay, so I'm only in 6th place. Oops, off track. We're 4th. Oh, again, what I will say, oh dear, is it should mean there aren't really any banana skins because the cups are so long. I always find it's easier to win a cup the more laps you have. And that's with this car that I'm obviously struggling to control. There we go, see, look, we're already in 3rd. We're into 2nd. Even if it was a 2-lap race, I'd say this would be relatively straightforward to win. But it's 4 laps. There we go, in 1st already. Lap 2, it's going to be an easy win, I think. Although, look at this, I'm going off track. I am struggling to get a handle for this car. Okay, it does look like the airplay has now calmed down and sorted itself out, so hopefully there's no more jittering on the game. So you should be alright now. Okay, there we go. So that is only 2 laps done. Two more to go. I'm in 1st and I'm 1st by over 500 yards. Oh dear. So again, to be fair, this car's quite interesting to drive, so there's possibility of not getting bored. But I do think already some of these cups have way too many laps. So it's going to be close to 40 minutes when I've completed both tiers 1 and 2. That's a long event. We're looking at 4 hours. Oh dear. Man, I'm not getting a handle on this car. Okay, 1 more lap after this. I've caught back markers, I'm catching back markers, I've overtaken back markers. There we go, look at this car go. We'll hit 250 miles per hour before we hit the finish line maybe. Not far off, look at that. There we go. All right. So that's coming up to 40 minutes, and that's 2 tiers completed. It might be a bit of a long event. Bit of a long event, this one. Okay, so 13% having completed tiers 1 and 2, on to tier 3. Okay, that's a little bit more reasonable, but it's still 3 laps for the cup race, and it is the Grand Prix circuit at Nürburgring. So we've got elimination at the international circuit at Dubai. So let's have a go at this. There you go. Off track, obviously, round the outside. Dearie me. I am absolutely struggling with this car. But I still like it, I'll be perfectly honest. I think this is a good car. I actually think it's pretty well balanced. It's just so fast. Alright, so I'm first, 5 cars left in the battle, 100 yards ahead of second. I think this is going to be alright. Alright, just 2 cars left in the race now. I'm actually 500 yards ahead of second. There we go. There we go. It's all over. It's another first. It's another victory. Service the car. It's free and it's instant, and it will be for 23 hours 20 minutes. Next up, head to head. It's another. See, even like the short races are long because it's always a Grand Prix circuit at this moment in time. So it's the Grand Prix circuit at Circuit of the Americas. It is 1 lap, but it's quite a long lap. Head to head, just finished first. Let's go. Like, can you imagine if you decided that you'd do this in 1 sitting? That's 4 hours of gaming. That's quite a long time. For a game that you're supposed to be able to pick up and then put down again, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's a bit crazy. So I do like this car. I'm just disappointed with the limited series. Again, I think it's too much. Too many laps on the cups. But again, for those that are relatively new, what it does mean is long races usually means more R dollars, and it also means higher scoring fame. So I'm complaining about it. It may be beneficial for a lot of you out there because you'll earn plenty of R dollars, plenty of fame level. Okay, there we go. Another first. Job done. Ozil says, in later stages of the game, I guess I have to max this car out. If your end goal is to have 100% completion of both motorsports and road collection you can only get to 100% completion once you've completed all of the exclusive series, and each exclusive series has one car in it, and that car has to be at 100% for you to compete in that exclusive series. So if that is your goal, then at some point a long way away you will need to upgrade this car because it does have an exclusive series. Ozil says, also, I have a query. Why were you saying get Bugatti after Jesco? Because the Jesco is cheaper, so it's making sure it looks like you've got enough gold. Have you got enough R dollars is the question. The other reason is because it doesn't matter when you do this event. You can do it over the next 6 weeks. Whereas it's actually quite critical when you do the Jesco, because you're better doing it you've only got 1 week to do it in when it's got the 50% discount. Yeah, so the Jesco I would put as a priority because it has a time limit of when the 50% discount gets applied, whereas it doesn't matter when you do the Bugatti Centodieci, if that makes sense. It doesn't matter if you do it now or in 4 weeks' time. So therefore, if you're low on M dollars, R dollars, gold, you have to prioritize doing the car that has the biggest discount first, is what I would say. But obviously, that car you can't do for a few weeks until the discount is in place. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so it's another 3 laps. Again, it's a Grand Prix circuit. It's a relatively long circuit, but you'll see here, as always, I'm in first place by the 5th corner. Yeah, so this is another long race. Simple as, really. Ozil says, yeah, I've got 1,700 plus gold, okay, and 1.8 million R dollars. I mean, I can get 1 million R dollars a day with only ads. Okay. Well, again, if you feel you can do that, then yeah, the order wouldn't matter. As I said, what you don't want to find yourself doing is attempting to win a car and then find yourself short of money for the only week that you can win the Jesco with a 50% discount. So hopefully that makes sense, but ultimately it's your decision, your choice. If you think you can have plenty of money by doing this now and have enough money in a couple of weeks when the discount on the Jesco appears, go ahead, absolutely. Me, I probably would play it safe. Okay, so what do we say about this other than I'm winning? Second lap, 400 yards ahead. There really isn't a great deal to say, I'm afraid. I suppose the question is, will we catch back markers? That's the question. There we go, final lap. Brake early because this car has one heck of a top speed. And it's not the fastest car in the game. Oh, you see a brake's late there. I do find with these hypercars, it is, everyone says it's all about how fast you can go, and I'm thinking, no, it's all about how early you put the brakes on. So there we go, that is another cup, 3 laps, first place. So let's have a look how much our dollars we earn. 18,650. Well, a little bit more than that, 20,000. The fame's not brilliant, but it's all right. It's not bad. I reckon I'm still another week away from going up at a fame level. I was doing one every 2 weeks. It's getting closer and closer to one every 3 weeks. All right, there we go. So that is tier 3 completed. Okay, a little bit quicker that one. That takes us to 3 tiers in 49 minutes. Now this might be another long one. So we have got an endurance in this. And the Grand Prix around Silverstone has 4 laps. And that's only on tier 4. So I reckon when we get down to tiers 12 to 15, you're looking at 6, 7, 8 laps probably. Blimey. It's a little bit long, this one. There you go. That was really easy. I can't believe how easy that was. And yes, I've got upgrades, but that was still easy. Okay, so that's the shortest event that we've probably had up to this point on tier 4. Unfortunately, now we've got 2 long races. So I'm going to do the cup first. the Grand Prix circuit at Silverstone. It is unfortunately 4 laps. So we're looking at a good 7-minute race, I'd say. Let's see if we can actually stay on track this time. Okay, into 10th. Up into 8th. Oops, I might have hit that guy. Sorry. Into 6th. 5th. 4th. There we go, in the top 3. Again, into 2nd, I could have been 1st. In fact, I probably will be 1st before the end of lap 1. There we go. 1st position. Got 3 more laps of this. It's a bit monotonous, I think, when it's like this. But as I said, the good news for a lot of people out there, especially those that are relatively new to the game, if you are doing this event, the races being long mean you've got an opportunity of earning quite a bit of our dollars and potentially quite a bit of fame. So again, the other thing to take advantage of is if you, obviously the crew can be hired for free 5 times a day. So just by playing an ad, you can hire one of the crew members and you can do that 5 times a day. So here, what I would be hiring, if it was me, probably the agent. The agent would then earn me double fame rewards. If you're short on our dollars, you feel need our dollars, then you'd be earning the manager for double our dollars for that particular race. What I would obviously suggest you don't use is the engineer, because you've got free servicing for a whole 24 hours when you start this event. And for anyone wondering or asking why don't I use the crew, I do, just not on streams. I find that playing adverts in the game messes with the audio of the game, which obviously is a bit problematic when you're streaming, so I just tend not to bother using them when I'm streaming. Okay, there we go. That is, we're on lap 3. We're 800 yards ahead of 2nd. Don't think it's going to be a problem to win. I've actually stayed on track for the most part up to this point. All that could change at any moment. Coming up to starting the final lap. So I guess it's a case of, will I catch back markers? Probably not. This is quite old. Yep, there we go. The answer to that is actually yes. There we go. One back marker caught. Two caught. There's a third one just ahead of me. Oh, hello. Oh. That could have ended in disaster. There we go. That's the end of that race. So we are literally coming up to the hour mark, and I still haven't finished tier 4 because we have an endurance to do. Ozil says, can we do endurance races offline in these events? The answer to that is no, but you don't need to worry about taking your game offline because the endurance races always in a limited series is never more than 6 miles. So usually the endurance races in a limited series are relatively easy to win. You won't be pitted against a copy of a human opponent. So it's not a problem. It's not a problem. Ozil says, I usually don't have that much control in regards to take when to spend my money. Um, Only in games, of course. I just sometimes act impulsive and spend the currency to, um, if I want to. Just hoping that doesn't take over me after getting the Bugatti. Um, yeah, it is important. You do need to be disciplined. It's quite easy to um, blow your money very easily. So yes, please be careful. Ozil says, sure, then 6 miles is easy. It's yeah, exactly. Yeah. In most cases, in most cars, not all, most cars, especially the hypercars, you can do 6 miles even if the car needs servicing. So it should be easy enough. It's the same for Hunter. It's in a limited series, you never race it trying to be a copy of a human opponent. It's only ever computer opponents. So yeah, you should be all right. You should be all right. You don't need to take the game offline. But ironically, if you do take the game offline, you can't play the limited series. You can't play in any of the events when you're in offline mode. You do have to play them online. Right, so we've got to 24%. We've just got the endurance to do in tier 4, which is around Mount Panorama. As you see there, I've just got to hit 6.2 miles. That will be a breeze. There's no way I'm not going to get that. Oh look, it's another night race around a track that has no lighting. Brilliant. There we go. Okay, so already in 7th. Okay, that's 6. Get ready to brake. I'm going to brake early because I think this car will go flying. There we go. So 1 lap and I've done 3.75 miles. There we go, into 5th. So get round twice and you've got 1st place. Still got the full amount available on my clock. There we go, into 4th. Third, into 2nd, there we go, 1st. 60 seconds still left on the clock. Ready to brake. Oh dear. Oof. Managed to get through there. "75 seconds left, close to 8 miles on the scoreboard. I believe I got 14 miles on the previous endurance, so I'll be intrigued if I can beat that. I don't think so, but you never know. Oh dear. The barrier moved right in front of me though. Did you see it? Here we go. That's it. 9.5, 10 miles. Just about. When I can get past this guy. There we go. Have a look how much our dollars and fame we've earned through this particular event order. Thought I'd braked too late then, but no, it was about spot on. Okay, there we go. 11.5 miles on the scoreboard. Oh, I messed that up. Yeah, don't think I'm going to get to 14 miles. Oh, that's twice of it, that barrier. Keeps jumping out at me. Oh. Catching him. There you go. That was crazy. So there was me saying I'm not going to get to 14 miles. I am, you know. There you go, 14 miles. The worst possible place though, going down the hill. Okay. Okay, so you see, this is the problem. So Ozil is saying what my thinking should be is like I should or will spend 1,600 on Bugatti. Yeah, but it's not value for money. You've got to think about maxing um how you spend your gold. Not maxing the car, maximizing how you spend your gold. So rather than spend 1,600 gold on upgrading the Bugatti, what you could do is with 1,600 gold, you could be winning three cars, not one. That's what you should be thinking, in my humble opinion. Hopefully that makes sense. That's what I did playing this game. Early on, I just focused on winning the cars available, and not worried too much about upgrading the cars to 100%. But hey, you know, if you've got a different approach, that's fine. That's fine. There we go, 25% achieved. Only got me 5 gold. And I think some $R rewards. Let's go on to tier 5. We've been racing now for 1 hour 7 minutes. So yeah, bit of a long limited series. And again, let's have a quick look at the cup. 4 laps again. Okay, right. Let's start. Go left to right again. Speed record at the short track at Hockenheimring. And it's at night. Why do they always do it at night? I hate night races. 2 things I would get rid of in this game. 1, night races. It's pointless. I said 2 things. What would be the second thing? Cars costing gold. Never gonna happen. Right, there we go. First, pretty straightforward. Probably get rid of Formula E, actually. Get rid of Formula E and those horrible Formula E tracks. So there we go. Race 1, relatively quickly. And Ozil says, yeah, maybe I'm getting a bit carried away after seeing you own supercars or hypercars that I like maxed out. It's the end product you're at, and I am at the starting line. Makes sense, yes. Which is why I'm saying there really are 3 parts to this game. I think at where you are, you're best off utilizing the money that you've earned to win as many cars as you can, as quickly as possible as you can. Doing that, not only do you win the car, you open up the series they're in. That gives you the opportunity of earning more gold, and so it continues. And then at some point, as I said, it's typically around owning 50% of the garage. In a new release, you'll find that some of the events you already own the car, so there's nothing to spend, nothing to win, and therefore you've got some free money to spend elsewhere. And then at that point, I would be focusing on picking and choosing what I consider to be the best opportunities in terms of upgrading cars. You know, because of the discounts that are available. To be fair, to some degree, I'm quite envious of the journey you're on because it's an enjoyable one. Whereas I'm sort of towards the end of my journey in this game. I have toyed with the idea of starting over again, but maybe that's just a bit silly. I don't think I'll do that, to be fair. But I remember the game being so much fun earlier on. But I do remember when the final, I think is it the Elite is the final series? I can't remember which one's the final series. But then it becoming like you had to do loads of races over and over again just to build up having enough R dollars. I mean, even cars in that final group of series, some of those cars were costing like 2 million R dollars, which I thought was crazy. Anyway, there we go. So that's very quickly, we've done the first two races in Tier 5. On to Cup. 4 laps around the Red Bull Ring Grand Prix circuit. Obviously, it's the Grand Prix circuit. Now, 4 laps, to be fair, is a little bit lower than what I thought they would give us. So, getting first in 4 laps around this track is not easy. Alright, that's not bad. Into 5th. Into 3rd. Into 2nd. Oh dear. Right, so again, into 1st before the end of lap 1. A little bit off track there. A little bit of off track action there. Let's get this done. I always like to slow down there, and I always notice that the guy behind catches me up. Doing my best not to go off track. We go 300 yards ahead of 2nd, 2 laps just about completed. There we go, that's 400 yards ahead of 2nd. I'm still making a few mistakes with this car, but I do feel like I'm starting to handle her just about right. But sometimes it does depend on the track. I think I was pretty good around the Silverstone track. Not so good around oh, I can't remember which track it was. Was it Mount Panorama? Okay, there we go. So, coming up to the end of lap 3, still in 1st place, 700 yards ahead of 2nd. Yeah, so, I mean, in fairness, one of the benefits of cups with lots and lots of laps is it does make it, I think it makes it easy to get first. The second benefit is it usually means you score lots of R dollars, and the third benefit is it tends to mean you score more fame. So there are some positives to be had when you've got a limited series that has, if you like, a long length. But sometimes it does get a bit boring racing 8 laps around a particular track. Here we go. Final lap. Caught back markers. Overtaken back markers. First place. All right. We're starting to move through them now. Oh, there we go. Ozil says, yeah, it's like to unlock the whole map first, then when there won't be anything left, start maxing it out. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is, I think that's the approach anyway. That's what I would do. And goes on to say, at the start, you enjoy the journey and the process. After a long time, or long time, it feels like a habit of yours. Yeah. So then asks, are you doing 50% today and 50% tomorrow? No, what I tend to do is, even though we're starting off with long cups, the cups tend to have more laps in the more further along you get. So if you sort of break it down, typically I find that if um, for an amount of time, you can typically do the first 9 tiers in the same amount of time that you do the final 6 tiers. So I don't do it 50-50 in terms of races. I try to split it 50-50 in terms of duration. So typically, I find that I'll either do 9 tiers today, 6 tiers tomorrow, or if the cups are really long, I'll try and do 10 tiers today and 5 tiers tomorrow. But we'll see. We're not making we're making pretty good progress, 33%. Although look at the time, it's 1 hour 20 minutes into the stream. Right. Okay. So tier 6. Let's just have a quick look at the cup. You see, there you go. Five laps at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we're only on tier 6. Yeah, this is going to be a long one. This is going to be a long one. Drag race first, though. At least this is a quick one. Oh, what happened there? Anyway, still managed to win. So Ozil says Ronaldo owns this car in real life. It's his most expensive car in his collection, and it's rare. Apparently, there are not many of these at all. Well, I've got one of them. Not in real life, just in the game. Just in the game. Right, okay, so what am I doing now? Elimination. Suzuka. And then we'll do the cup, which is 5 laps. There you go. Already in first. And they go around the outside. first place. Braking all the way through that section there, just to stay on track. It's a little bit too aggressive there on the acceleration. Okay. What do we reckon? Slow into the corner. And then speed out and brake all the way from here. Just so I can get round that corner. Crazy. Right, try not to accelerate too early out of here. We outstayed on track this time. 3 cars left in the battle. Definitely got a position on the podium. 500 yards ahead of second, just about. There we go. So Druba Dutta enters the chat, says, I'm late, I guess. Hello, welcome along. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Good to see you again. Blimey. And then asks a question I don't even know how to answer. Says, Guardian, any tip on how to maintain consistency on a certain topic or goal? Blimey, I've got no idea. I don't even know how to answer that. Oh dear. Yeah, that's such an open-ended question. I wouldn't know where to begin to answer that one. Right, there we go. You see, look, again. We're already in third, second. So it's another track where potentially you can get to first before the end of lap 1 on a race that has 5 laps. So I think we just get our finger down, pull away, and let's see how many back markers we can catch and overtake. Wasn't entirely sure where to brake with that car. It was almost at 250 miles per hour coming down that straight, which is a crazy figure. Oh dear. Alright, so this is only the end of lap 2. Well within the lead. sorry, well in the lead. 800 yards ahead of second. I think I about got the braking correct on that one. So, which lap do we think we're going to catch back markers? Will it be the final lap? This lap? Probably not. Or the fourth lap? I'm going to predict the fourth, I think. Do you know what? I'll take it back and you can just see a back marker in the distance. There he is. There we go, back marker caught already at the end of lap 3. So we've got 2 laps of overtaking back markers. That's 2 down. Three down. Four down. Five down. Still got a lap to go after this as well. See, we're coming up to 1.5 hours of racing as well, and we're only on tier 6. Okay, there we go. Final lap. There we go. Woo! Okay, there we go. So Oozle says, in answer to Druba's question, just remind yourself the reason why you started it. Oozle says, life lessons from Tony, just start a podcast already. Oh, I don't know about that. And says, that last spaghetti driver is surely a lady. Well, I don't know about that either. I think the car's a lady. I think the driver's a man. Lord Night Moon says hello. Hello, Lord Night Moon. Welcome along. Thank you for joining. Good to see you again. Yeah, I tell you what, right, this limited series, right, it's too long. It's too long. The cups are too long in it. I mean, good grief. That's short in comparison. Melbourne, only 5 laps. Yes, I'm not impressed with the length. But hey, it happens. It happens. Not a lot you can do about it. Not a lot you can do about it. You just got to persevere through it. So, next on tier 7, we've got head-to-head at the Monza Grand Prix circuit. So one lap special, as all head-to-heads should be. Oh, I'm getting tired just playing this now. I mean, I've only been racing for an hour and a half, but it feels like I've been racing for 4 hours. No, we should have a look inside the cockpit, see what it's like. I'll do that when I've got a bit of a gap. Woof. That was almost an accident. Okay, so we're 200 yards ahead. Let's just take a quick look. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit weird. 225 miles per hour as I cross the finish line there. That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Ozil says the races are the exact same when it was first released. Well, I believe when this car was first released into the game, I would have won it with an event, not a limited series. So I believe this is the first time this limited series has been available. So yeah, I don't think it's a case of this limited series has been done before. I think the only time this car you could win this car was when it was added to the game, and I believe that was an event. I'm pretty sure. In fact, I'm gonna have a look up. I'm pretty sure I've got. I was streaming when this car was released. Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Santo Di Santo Dici. I can't spell. Okay, so I've. Oh, no. Yeah, it was a limited series. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. The honest answer is I'm assuming it is. But if you want to find out, you can go into my channel and do a search just for. I just did a search for Centodieci, and it brings up this car. So it looks like this car was in the same release as the McLaren Speedtail. So the McLaren Speedtail had an event, and the Centodieci had a limited series. So yeah, hadn't appreciated that. There we go. Okay, right, back to racing. Little sidetrack there. Service the car. It's free and it's instant. Asks, is there no difficulty in this? It's just win, add an objective or rule like damage, car, or off track, or timing, or anything like that. No, it is literally just win everything. Basically, the idea is that each tier has a cup in them, and those cups have a minimum PR. So it is very much like the series in the game General. You do have to make sure that the car has at least a PR that matches the minimum PR required in each cup. But other than that, it's pretty standard racing. And so when you've got a car fully upgraded, it's pretty easy to do. Technically speaking, this limited series is also a flashback. And I guess also the other thing I can do is do a check myself and make sure it is still free across the board. Interesting. Right, okay, so 44%. Minimum PR at tier 7 is 85. It's cup around Melbourne. It's only 5 laps, which I don't think is too bad. That could be a lot worse. It is, as always with Melbourne, a tight circuit, so there might be a bit of bumping. I'll take my time though, we've got 5 laps. I reckon my car's faster than all of these cars on track, so... Yeah, up into 11. So 10th at the end of lap 1. 9 cars to overtake, 4 laps to do it in. There's 2 cars overtaken. Now I think Melbourne is virtually impossible to do with 1 lap, so having 5 laps is enough, I think, to get first. Okay, so we're in 6th. And that 5th. Made that 4th. As I said, a little bit of damage to the bodywork. Okay, 2 laps down, 3 laps to go, 4th place, 3 cars to overtake. Oh dear. I think I just went blind then. Oh dear. And he's had a bit of a disaster there. So now I've only got 2 laps to do and 4 cars to overtake. Let's see what we can do. See, I can't see anything going around those bits there. Okay. Me, or am I not going to get first? 1 lap, 3 cars to overtake. Oh, there's 2 of them. 1 of them, 2 of them. First is just ahead, hopefully. Oh, and hopefully they're being held up by back markers, although that looks like a back marker to me. Yeah, so that was tight, mainly because of a mistake I made. There he is. Into first. A little bit tight in the end. It should have been a lot easier than it was. There we go. So Druba says it's 1:30 AM in my area now, so going to sleep. Good night, you all. Good night. Good night. Get a good night's sleep. It's getting dark here now as well, so it's almost my bedtime. So we've been racing now for 1 hour 45 minutes, and we've only managed to complete tiers 1 through to 7. So tier 8. Let's get cracking on this. How many laps in the cup? 5 again. All right, elimination first. Let's not dwell on it too much. So at this point, we're almost halfway through this event in terms of the number of races there are. But I doubt very much we're halfway through the event in terms of how long it takes the remaining racers left in the tiers 9 through to 15. Okay, well, I am in first. 6 cars left in the battle. Make that 5. Just gone off track again. 200 yards ahead of second. There are a lot of people like the brake lights on this car, but I just think it's a bit gimmicky. Alright, definitely got a podium spot. Only 3 of us left in the battle now. There we go. Another victory. Sosa Ribeiro enters the chat. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Right. Next up, autocross. Oh, one moment. We've been going for so long, things are turning off. We'll be back in a minute. Hopefully. Right, autocross. Daytona International Speedway. Oh, what's going on here? So 42 seconds. Shouldn't be a problem. Wasn't really trying. First place onto the cup. It's another 5 lap. It's the Grand Prix circuit, this time at Hockenheimring. There you go. More gold. Thank you very much. 15 gold earned today. That's not too bad. See, look, my gold's creeping back up slowly. 2,480. Give it a week or so. Pretty sure we'll be back up close to 3,000 gold, maybe, possibly, hopefully. Right. Okay. So cup, 5 laps, Hockenheimring at night. My favourite time of the day. Not when I'm racing. Now, at least to some degree, this particular track is lit. Into 6th, 5th. Whoops. 4th, 3rd. I was desperate to try and get into 1st by the end of lap 1. Not quite. There we go, into 1st. The best part of 4 laps still to go though. So this, I'm telling you, is a very long limited series. Brake too late. We'll use the grass to slow down. There we go. Right, to be fair, I think today what I'm going to do is tier 9 and then we'll end it there, I think. So we're just about to finish tier 8, so 1 more tier, and that'll leave 6 tiers to do tomorrow. Okay, so lap 3, 500 yards ahead. Brake early this time. A little bit wide there. Not to worry. Not to worry. Okay, 3 laps completed, 2 more to go. First, 800 yards ahead a second is quite a big margin, so hopefully people are seeing, if they're attempting to do this for the first time and win the car, upgrading to 3 engineering components across the board, that should be fine. It should be alright. I don't see any hiccups. The series is just long. You might need close to 4 hours to take this from 0% to 100% completion. Okay, so here we are on the penultimate lap, and we've caught back markers again. I think my AirPlay is playing up again, so let me just pause that. Let it catch up. There we go. It's been a day of gremlins. Day of gremlins. Oh my word, it's proper messed up. Right, I'm gonna have to reset it because it's really bad. Just give me a second. Let me just do that. So set that off screen. Weird how it's playing up today. Get that back on screen. There we go. It's like it was never gone. Let's carry on racing. Mopac Capilla enters the chat. Welcome along. Thanks for watching. Thanks for saying hello in the chat. Ozil says, this is why they give 24-hour instant service, I guess. Possibly, but when that car was first introduced, on the limited series it would have been available to win at, you would have only got 3 hours. And so that would not have been enough time to win. In fact, I may have complained about that at the time. Ozil says grip, brakes, acceleration, everything is goated in this car. Well balanced, at least. Ice on skates. I think actually this car's pretty good. I think it is well balanced. I think the problem is it is just so fast. The acceleration is off the charts. The top speed is off the charts. I actually think the grip and the braking is pretty good in this car. But you do need to brake a lot earlier than most cars, just because of the car's top speed. So typically, if I'm braking here, for most cars, I'd brake where the green felt is coming up. I'm braking quite a bit earlier just to get to the corner and get round it in one piece. That's probably why at the beginning of this stream I was all over the place with this car, and now I'm not back too bad. I've relearned the brake zones for this car on each of the tracks, but it took a bit of time, and as a result I went off track quite a few times. There we go. That is tier 8 completed, and we're coming up on 2 hours. Ozil says 3 across the board would still be a bit competitive and difficult than fully upgraded, of course. It would be, but what makes it easier is the number of laps. The more I find that the more laps you have to win a race, the easier that race becomes. Right, service the car, it's instant and it's free. Moves us on to tier 9. This is going to be the final tier for this evening. Do you know what? I might not even complete it. You see there's an endurance. No, we'll finish on the endurance. So we'll do hang on. Right, okay. That's reasonable. 4 laps at Circuit de Catalunya. So we'll do the speed record, the cup, and we'll finish on the endurance, and then we'll call it a day there. Blimey, it's been a hard slog. So speed record around Monza should be okay. I don't think I need to do any of those tricks about starting behind the start line. You know, way behind the start line. I think there's enough in this car to win it quite easily. There you go. There you go. That straight there was good enough. .225 miles per hour is the top speed of this car. Boom. Okay, so we'll do the cup first. 86.4 minimum PR. It should be no problem. My car is at 95, being fully upgraded. Airplay seems to be okay now. It was playing up. Twice I've had to restart it tonight. Go. It's going to be another one where I'm in first place before the end of lap 1. Oh. There you go. Obviously, being fully upgraded, it does make these races a lot easier, but at least we get free gold, I guess. If you want to see me maybe making a little bit more hard work of this, you could look into my channel and do a search for Centodieci, and it looks like you'll find the first time the car was in the game, and you had the opportunity of winning it through a limited series as well. I'm assuming it's the same limited series. I'm going to have to take a look after this stream and see if that is indeed the case. I guess the only thing that really matters in this particular cup is, will we catch back markers? And I'm going to suggest probably not, with it only being 4 laps. I think 4 is just a little bit too short to catch back markers, I think. Nevertheless, I am 500 yards ahead of second. 2 laps still to go. So Mopac has asked, can we see inside the Bugatti? Yeah, I'll when I'm on the straight, I'll go into the cockpit view for a while. There you go. That's what it's like inside. Pretty. It doesn't strike me as being particularly flashy inside. There you go. Back markers cool. Back markers cool. That is a surprise. We are on the final lap. There we go. There we go. Boom. Of a victory. Okay, so on to the final race for this evening. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Been racing for over 2 hours. Only got to tier 9. This, as I said, this is a long event. We'll do the endurance at Spa-Francorchamps. Again, probably one of the longest circuits in the game, if you're behind Le Mans, probably. let's see how we do. One mile done. Into 7th. Two miles done. To 6. Three miles done. Into 5th. 4 miles done. Okay, there we go. Oh dear, he went flying off into oblivion. Oh dear, he be gone. Ozil says just do 6 mile and stop. No, it's you can earn extra bonus, you know, more R dollars, more fame. There we go, 3rd, 2nd, over 6 miles, 1st. There we go. So everything else is a bonus from this point forward. There we go, 8 miles. And we'll earn a shed load of time onto the clock for passing the finish line. See 2 cars in front as well, so we might still have another lap to go. 9 miles. We're going to push it. We are 10 miles. Miles. That didn't quite go as planned. .12 miles. 3 laps done. 13 miles on the scoreboard. I reckon I can get to 15 miles. There we go. That is 14 miles. Oh, little mistake there. Never mind. 15 miles it will have to be. There we go. 15 miles to end the stream on. Ozil says, "You're already Bill Gates in this game. Why do you care about a few cents?" How do you think I got to the amount of money that I got to? It all counts. It all counts. Right, there we go. So that is tier 9 completed. We'll service the car and we'll end the stream there. So that's taken 2 hours, 15 minutes to get to that point. What we will do before we sign off, though, is we'll have a quick look at the cup. 4 laps. Okay, that's not too bad. So maybe it's not going to get crazy. It's not going to turn into 7, 8 laps per cup. Okay, there we go. So 60%. We've earned 15 gold so far, which means still potentially, what's that? 45 plus 45 gold to earn tomorrow. Yeah, so basically part 2 will be tomorrow, where hopefully we take this limited series to 100%. I'll have a look off stream at when I did won this car originally, and see if it is the same set of races in terms of the limited series. And if you do want to see how I got on with that, I'll put a link, I think, in the chat tomorrow with those videos. Right, there we go. Okay, game off screen, silence its audio. Ozil says, "Bye then, sweet dreams." Well, thank you very much. Same to you. Okay. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video tonight. If you have, if you wouldn't mind giving it a thumbs up or a like. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, including part 2, then please subscribe to the channel The Fifth Guardian on YouTube, or follow The Fifth Guardian on Rumble. With that being said, I hope whatever is left of your day is a good one, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. We will be a couple of hours earlier just to take advantage of that 24-hour window in terms of free servicing on the Centodieci. So I hope to see you all tomorrow. So until then, thank you and goodbye.